in the basement room where you can.
Good morning. It is April 2nd, 2026. I call the DeKalb County. First order of business is to approve the March 19th, 2026 meeting minutes.
So move to approve.
Take mine, John. A second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the March 19th, 2026 meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. Motion passes. Note that I abstained from the minutes. Second on the agenda is to approve the April attorney claim in the amount of $1,295.00.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the April attorney claims as presented. Is there any further discussion? Here, no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. Motion carries. Shannon. Next, we have a replat of the Leverton Addition Section 2 out on County Road 427. Anybody here on their behalf? You want to? We'll be here. You want to move on to Stone Estates? Sure. We'll move on to the minor subdivision, Stone Estates, out on County Road 68 and 43. Morning, Joe.
Joe Heritage, Tower Land Surveying, 7203 Engle Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm here on behalf of Scott Stone Estates. 2-lot minor subdivision. I'll take any questions anyone has.
It really doesn't affect drainage, but from what I'm seeing on the plat, the parcel in the lower left corner, it has that building right on, there's no setbacks from the property line.
There will be established setbacks, but there were no setbacks at the time those buildings were established, since this is a new plat.
It's locked. Yeah. Oh. It was sitting right on the property line.
I don't think it's right on the property line.
No, I mean, that's the way
it's pretty close.
This one here? No, I meant the building in the upper right corner.
That?
No.
Over here?
On the lower, right there, that building. It's setting, according to the drawing, it's setting right on the property line both ways. Am I correct?
Oh, here and here.
Yeah.
That's all part of lot one though, right?
Those are offset lines. That's just an offset line to the, just showing the distance to the building from the property line.
The blue line is your property line.
That's still part of lot one. So that's, yeah.
Here's your lines.
Yeah. And then the setbacks are the ones just inside right there.
Okay.
I knew there were some sheds over on the west side that were kind of close, but I didn't know how close.
Took it that was a separate piece.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's part of lot one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then lot 2's 4 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's actually going to move. It's going to be 3.33 because it's going to be 4 acres, which including the right of way was the agreement. So that is going to shift a little bit. Won't have any impact here.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Surveyor.
Yeah, we're good.
I want to make a motion to approve the minor subdivision for Stone Estates out on County Road 68 and 43 involving the Jerry Davis regulated drain number 191-00-0.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Stone Estates minor subdivision as presented. Favorable recommendation from Surveyor's Office. Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed no. Motion carries. Second, Joe, we'll just finish Joe up real quick.
Yep.
Ethan and Hannah's homestead out on 79 and 18, County Road 79 and County Road 18.
Yeah, again, this is just a one lot subdivision out of 3E Farms. And I'll note that the east line of this is going to move also to the east about 30 feet to make this a perfect 9 acres. This was, again, after the fact, after submitting this, so.
Good. I want to make a motion to approve the minor subdivision for Ethan and Hannah's homestead, County Road 79, County Road 18. Drain it involves section 33, Troy Township.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second to approve minor subdivision as presented with the surveyor favorable recommendation. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Thanks, Joe. Have a good day. We'll move back up to the replat for Leverton Addition, Section 2, County Road 427. Good morning.
Morning.
State your name, address, and who you're with.
Nolan Mark with On the Mark Land Surveying. I don't know the new office, but I'll 5675 Gadwall Pass, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Good. What are we doing out here on 427?
It's just an existing 1 lot, acre. The farmer sold the original plat, but did not include the buildings that you kind of see in a square outcut kind of along the north line. So now we are just including those with the parcel as they exist to the south.
It's just that square bump out to the north.
Yeah, just the square bump out is what's being added.
I stated 427, it's 327.
Yeah.
Surveyor's good. Somebody want to make a motion to approve the replat of Leverton Acres, or just Leverton Addition, Section 2, on County Road 427, involving the Frank Yard Regulated Drain number 27-00-0. Favorable recommendation from the surveyor's office.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second for the replat as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Move on to guest communication. Doesn't look like we have any guests today. Move on to the surveyor's report.
On the surveyor's report, we had that we were going to continue our discussion that we had at our previous meeting for our not-on-maintenance drains. Bruce, you weren't here for that one, but we gave a little background on how we figured out a lot of these drains became not-on-maintenance. There was a couple of big combinations done where it had one name, such as the Frank Yard used to be the Ed Haynes up there north, kind of going through State Road 8, following up north. Used to be the Ed Haynes, that's why those laterals are called Ed Haynes laterals that are not on maintenance now. Then it became a joint drain with Noble, and it became the Frank Yard the whole way down. So, but Noble didn't agree to it unless, when it became joint, it only funded that main drain, the Frank Yard. They wouldn't agree to also have the laterals be a part of that parent drain. So all those laterals got separated off and left not funded.
All the laterals in DeKalb County?
Yeah, yep. Most of them off. I think there was like 10 drains off of what used to be the Ed Haynes, and it's now the Frank Yard. Same with down there on the Stingray lateral in the southwest corner of the county. There was also a handful of laterals there. So I think that's how we got to this point of a lot on not on maintenance drains. So now the best way to get them on maintenance is what we have to figure out. We could always try to have them funded from the parent drain, right? Because that's how most of the county is the laterals are funded from the parent drain. But since Noble didn't want to agree to that, we could always try to retry that if they're willing to have those be a part of the parent drain. I imagine they probably won't be real excited about it. So we tried to, think of some other options on what we could do.
This was a discussion with them recent, or if this is years?
Yep, sorry, I should have gave you a year.
2005, I believe, was the hearing.
Yep.
They were against it.
Yep. Yes. Yep. There was a, and from the Noble side mostly, there was a lot of objections, like a lot. 40, something like that.
Probably at least, yeah.
Yeah. So trying to look at getting us out of this position now, because it's kind of all catching up. These drains need work on them. There's no money there. They're not on maintenance of what our options are.
You pull that one up.
What's that?
You pull that Frank Yard drain up.
Oh, Frank Yard. Yeah, pull it up there, Troy. Let's see, where are we?
And probably it's a no, but could we put all the laterals into one maintenance drain themselves? That it's all part of the parent?
How you would look at that as the watershed, but
Right.
some kind of a common watershed?
I thought about some different options we had here. Troy, we go to State Road 8, go north some. That is the Frank Yard right there that comes down, Bruce. But where's State Road? Keep going more north. And north. Yep, right there. So right to the right of your cursor, Troy. So State Road 8 was the cutoff. It used to be the Ed Haynes on the north side of State Road 8, and then on the south side it was Little Cedar is what it was referred to, I think, at that time. Then it all ended up becoming the Frank Yard. But a couple options we looked at. Some of our drains, we have different subsheds for them. The further up the drain you get, the higher their maintenance rate is, because they're utilizing more of the drain. Now, not every drain is set up like that, but some of them are. So one consideration we could do is the watersheds for those laterals that are not on maintenance, they still pay maintenance to the Frank Yard or whatever that main drain is, right? They're still paying maintenance to that, but their drain that's carrying the water there is not being funded. So we could take those watersheds and make them a separate subshed for that main with a higher rate. And see maybe if that would convince Noble to let us include them as part of the Frank Yard, right? They'd be funded under the parent drain because they're paying a higher rate into that drain. Does that make sense? That's one option that we could pursue. We would do a rate increase for that subshed. Right, Shannon? Sound good?
I hear what you're saying.
Yep. So it wouldn't necessarily be, I don't know how that works all legally that we would word it. I'm sure we could find something out because right now it's considered not on maintenance, and we would transition to being maintained under the parent drain with an increased maintenance rate for that watershed.
We'd have to combine those in.
Okay, we'd have to do like a combine, so they'd have to become like Frank Yard laterals or something. Yep, we can renumber them. So that is an option. Maybe that would make it more palatable to Noble County because they'd be paying more. Or we can just handle them as their own separate drains and go through and try to fund them on that. Now that is on the joint drains. That gets pretty tricky. We have other not on maintenance drains that are DeKalb only drains, to where it's a little bit easier because we don't have to include Noble. We could look at those as maybe if like on a per acre cost, if it's reset some sort of amount of what we think is agreeable per acre for a resident of DeKalb County to cost. Because some of them get really expensive if we set some acceptable amount, that if it's below that amount, we can include it as part of the parent drain. And if it's above that amount though, then it's like, that's gonna take too much maintenance and it probably needs to be its own watershed to fund. Those are just different ideas that we had discussed, but, a lot of options and creativity with it.
We also talked about just having a joint meeting with Noble County Drainage Board and seeing if they would be on board to just let us add those laterals back. Would it up their rate in their county if we added them into ours though?
No, so it's not gonna change anybody's rate. Like if we were to have them, like if we just did a straight combination to make it be a part of the parent drain for the Frank Yard, it wouldn't increase anybody's rate. They just might get mad that their money is now being used on those laterals, right? Or maybe, but also maybe they'll be understanding that those people need their water care.
Do they have laterals?
So Noble County's side of the Frank Yard was funded prior to that 2005. Our Ed Haynes was not funded. That was a big problem. We needed work done. Noble County on the top end was funded already. It was already on maintenance, so they were maintaining it.
The laterals as well?
But I can't say for every lateral, but I just know that was reading through all the hearing documents, that was a big part of. They were already paying to maintain leading up to that hearing, and so that's why they were fired up about, all of a sudden now DeKalb's gonna be able to use their money that they had been paying into that drain.
But also, what if we had a structural dam put in? Like, their water's not going anywhere at that point, so when you wanna pay to get rid of your water regardless?
Right.
I think that got brought up in 2005, if I remember right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were like, well, just block the water. It got heated, but,
With what Bruce is saying, if the laterals up there are getting paid for from the main, all that money's getting pulled, so we'd be paying their laterals up there. It wouldn't be any different than them having the option to down here with our laterals. That's.
I don't know, but I can see if I can figure it out.
I think if you would maybe look at it strategically, as far as the ones that are closest to the Frank Yard, if you have some that are really far out there, I think unless you give some incentive, like, even though we're gonna combine them into the Frank Yard, they're, like you said, they're gonna have a high, maintenance rate, so that any money used, they're gonna pay way more than anybody else in the Frank Yard, but not as much as if they were standalone.
Correct.
I think that's kind of where you're hitting with.
Yes,
Seems like it would be reasonable, but.
right.
And I don't know how many laterals are in Noble County, but if it's anywhere,
I don't think it is.
We also have that.
We're in control of the fund, right?
Correct.
So they haven't asked us to
No.
fix any.
No, I don't think there's a lot of the,
Separate, I think Noble County takes care of their own stuff for the Frank Yard.
yeah, because we are in control of that account, and they have.
I think it even, doesn't it have another name? It's not even called, as it gets further into Noble, it's called something else? I don't know, it's like 25.
Right.
so you think they're taking care of theirs all by themselves?
Yes.
without-
Well, they're not asking for us to
Right.
fix or fund anything.
And I'm not even sure how far it goes in the Noble. I don't.
Switch into something else, even though you have this chain of water going.
Yep.
over it.
They have a
You
different
to
name.
ask, yeah. Can you get on their GIS and look?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it.
Okay, I remember.
How are
Their
how are they
beacon was.
funding their side of it then?
Well,
Yeah.
you must have some kind of a maintenance fund set up under
Cumulative
something
fund?
else to pay for it.
We have that now too, that cumulative fund that we
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah. When, like, if they need work done on the Frank Yard, like that main, then they'll request it from us. I'm not even sure how many laterals are running into it on the Noble side. Like what you said, if it's funded from that account. Something we can look into and learn some more about.
If their Noble County's already assessing for their, anything in Noble County, can't we just put the laterals on the Frank Yard and assess just DeKalb County like they are?
I mean, there's the water, we're not changing where the water is going, right? We're
Right.
saying, how can we fix what's
It's gonna be,
into?
it's gonna be less of a burden on them financially if it's all part of the Frank Yard, but we assess the DeKalb residents an increased maintenance rate.
Yeah.
Cause then we can still use the large pool of money from the Frank Yard to fund different projects, but it will all stay so built up because it's such a large system. Unless every drain needs worked on at the same time, right? Maybe, but, it would be a lot easier on the landowners that way, but.
Noble County's, new tech called me during assessment time, asking to confirm some rates and stuff, and one of the things she mentioned is that they look at it as they're paying a transportation rate because of being downstream, so they're paying for, their water to exit through our transportory system, but not necessarily, I guess, maintain the system. They're just paying a fee for it to travel through, kind of
It's
thing.
almost like a use fee.
Yeah,
It's not a fix-it fee, it's a use fee.
more to where they would pay a lower rate so that they're not paying maintenance on all of our tributaries. That's kind of how it was brought up, but, because that raised that question about Cedar Creek and paying for it, even though Cedar Creek's a DeKalb only drain, but they still pay a transportation fee because it flows through that system.
Taken to an extreme, that doesn't make sense either.
Right.
You'd have everybody just pay for every drain in the county. I mean, a lot of us are connected.
That was good. First I've kind of heard of this.
That's where it does it.
Is that legal?
I mean, however the watershed was developed back then, how you have to all look at it, I think, is it have a common watershed, and what does it say in combination? The drains are combined that represent substantially the same maintenance problem and can be kept in proper repair at a cost sufficiently uniform so that no substantial inequity for any owner is there. So I think the deal that was made back then was to try to get to that inequity. That Noble was saying DeKalb's gonna get all this benefit, they're gonna take all the money from the Frank Yard and use it to fix all these Ed Haynes drains if we don't separate them out. While our drains are fine and we take care of ours. I believe that was the big mantra for Noble, we take care of our own drains. But they do need to connect to the one that goes mostly through DeKalb County.
So it'd be like they were grandfathered in.
Sort of, or like he said, they looked at it as more of a use fee. We're paying to use this drain, but we're not asking you to fix them.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay to maintain all the tributaries on our side.
Well,
Troy, can you
I
bring up
understand
Noble's?
that.
Can you have a Noble aerial on that?
I do, but it's not showing anything.
Without even including them.
Yeah, I can get on Beacon. Yeah, because
We'll bring up Noble's
Noble
real
County's
quick.
turned on here and it doesn't show anything.
The Frank Yard does not go very far into Noble. It crosses over County Road 1 going west, and then it goes maybe a half mile at most, and then it splits into two other ditches. So those have different names. So it's where they meet is where it becomes the Frank Yard on Noble's side. So that's probably why they have.
Yeah, there's no laterals off of it on the Noble side to even be included.
Yeah. We'll bring it up here in a second so you,
Oh, what the
you can
heck?
see.
What is going on here?
We don't know what's a bus?
Ray, are you human?
No, I'm trying to figure out why Beacon's not coming.
Could we do that? Could we split and just have them pay a usage fee and then we control everything on our side? And they fix their side, we fix our side, and then,
I mean, I think that's what we're doing. But we never did the mechanism to try to get ours on maintenance and fix them.
No, I think he's talking about why is it a joint drain?
yes.
Oh, why is it a joint drain?
Yeah,
There's only so much on their side,
Which is-
why is it a joint drain? Why don't we unjoint it?
that's the same question.
Or split it, I guess
Undo
it's
what
easier.
they did way back. I don't know why making it a joint drain back in 2005 was the answer, but
Only thing. Especially to give up all our laterals.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it'd almost be better to separate back, have them pay a usage fee into it, saying, hey, you just use it, and then we can deal with our side, they deal with their side, which is what they sound like they're doing anyways right now.
I agree, and I think that's good for us, because if they're just paying a usage, they can just keep paying it.
And for them, they don't have to worry about what's happening on this side, we're not.
You're right about there, Troy.
Yeah.
Who sets that usage fee?
Well, that's
It was set back in
the board
05.
the board would set that up. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta zoom
You
in.
guys, I go over there, you guys figure it out.
I mean, they're calling it a usage fee, but it's maintenance under the code.
Further down?
It's
No,
still
no,
the
you're
same
on it,
rate.
you're on it.
They're just acting like it can only be for
Dang it.
ours.
Zoom right there.
What had to happen back in the day is that one of the county surveyors had to institute the request to it to be a joint drain if it affects land in more than one county. So whenever that was, that's why it was set up as joint.
Looking at that screen there, so you can see County Road 34, County Road 1's right off to the east there. You can see it right on the side of the screen. It's in the white, yeah, right there. Okay. So the Frank Yard comes west and then does its little loop down, and then right there where those ditches split is where it ends on the Noble side. So it becomes a Weimer drain and a Weimer drain, just different numbers on them. So yes, correct, Kellen. There's not very much there at all.
Does that say Ed Haynes?
There's an Ed Haynes here, yeah.
Yeah, why ever that. So it says Ed Haynes, but also Frank Yard. Because
It turns
used
into
to be,
Frank Yard at the county line.
used to be Ed Haynes, so.
Then they've got other laterals that tie into it further down,
I was gonna say.
like the
sure
Stingray
there's gotta
lateral
be
to Frank
on the-
Yard.
The other two drains, there's gotta be laterals, aren't there?
But those are also.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one clear to the south for sure.
I guess, so we have that part where it's in Noble, and then, on the south side of State Road 8, way down there, it does like another loop into Noble. So maybe that's why they wanted it on joint. Keep going, Troy. Keep going a little bit more. A little bit more, yeah. Yep, right there, there it comes, back into Noble's side. Yep, and it just goes down and does a little, yep.
John.
And then it comes back into DeKalb.
It really does.
So,
It's both counties.
yeah, so it's in both sides, but. I don't know.
Build two dams.
We'd have to have two dams and then bypass ours.
Yeah. We have to reroute. I think what seems the best case is to increase our rate on our subsheds for our laterals on our side and get Noble County to agree to let us fund it out, like do a combination and fund it from Frank Yard.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
I know. I think that would be the best case, but
May the odds forever be.
The Hunger Games. Oh, only because I'm the only one here that lived through it, I think.
yep. But it's all, I mean, who knows? It's all different
They
board,
can only
different.
say no, right?
Right, maybe they'd be willing to
New
help
day?
out a little more, or
Maybe.
I think we just need to talk with them.
Yeah, and we just reassure them that their rate is not increasing or anything, it's just the same usage fee for using the drain, and DeKalb side gets increased in some of those subsheds, which makes Troy's life miserable to do all the assessment stuff for it, but that's okay.
Trying to keep track of. who
Just
gets
keeps them busy.
What's their rate right now?
Not trouble.
Troy, do you know what the Frank Yard rate is? I'm pretty sure,
County.
it's all the same right now, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's all one watershed,
I didn't think you would.
all the same rate on the Frank Yard. If you just click probably one of those parcels and look at their tax payment, if they're,
Is it consistent with our county, or?
it's the same for both counties, yep.
No information available, are you kidding?
But if we were to leave theirs the same and then up some of ours,
Correct.
it shouldn't really affect them.
Well, yeah.
Plus, we can add all those to the main drain, which seems like the best option.
All those laterals, we knock them all
One
out,
question you're probably gonna get is, what condition are these drains in?
right?
Because are we taking on a burden, or are we taking on okay, this makes sense if they're using more of the drain,
Right.
have an increased fee?
Sure. Yeah, well, and some of the drains are needing work, and that's why we have to figure this out, because the other side of the coin is our residents are paying into the Frank Yard, but the drains that are supposed to be carrying their water there are not functioning, right? Some of them are not functioning, so they're paying maintenance to the Frank Yard, but none of their water's not getting to the Frank Yard because they're having so many problems, right? So you have arguments.
How many of those drains do have problems that we know of? Like half, less than a quarter, just generally.
Oh.
I mean, I know it's.
Every
been
drain has a
forever, so I
problem,
remember.
mostly. Yeah, every drain. It depends how hard you want to look at them. There's a couple of them that have some substantial problems right now. I know for Breckville Farms, there's one that has a lot of problems on County Road, 32, I believe. That ends up coming down and tying into the Frank Yard, I believe. But it's a not on maintenance one because it's a, or maybe it's not even part of the Frank Yard, but it's a different joint noble drain. Same's going on. It's not on maintenance because of whatever happened. It's actually part of the John deal. I remember now. But it's not on maintenance and it's flooding out. Multiple fields now. That I'm not really sure if the tile's functioning because there's a lot of overland flow path just cut through to where it's gonna end up being like impassable with equipment.
How many of these drains like the Frank Yard we're gonna have to kind of deal with? Like, you said there's another one north now. Is how many of them are gonna have this issue?
I don't know. I'd have to go get a count
Okay.
and see what it is. For kind of setting a precedent will help make it a little bit easier. Our joint ones are more tricky, but our DeKalb only situations, if we pick a direction we want to go, then we're kind of in control of that, so that will make that nicer. But I can get a count on how many we have joint with Noble or joint with Steuben or all the different situations and how many DeKalb only situations there are. And
I lean towards combining, even the DeKalb only ones have the laterals combined back in the mother, because they're already paying into it anyways, so.
Because the DeKalb ones, we was talking about like basing it off of the size of the watershed or something, you know, like if your watershed is smaller than 100 acres, combine it with the parent drain, or if it's more than 100 acres, create its own subset, you know, on account. I don't know, there's multiple ways to doing that, or doing it off of like the dollar amount for the maintenance of it, and like if cost per acre is more than this or less than this, add it to the parent drain, create its own watershed.
Kind of a progressive part that utilize the system.
I agree. I like the combination.
You like what?
I like the combination idea, like what Kellen said.
Between the two, you mean?
Combining them so they're no longer just like an isolated, not funded drain. Becomes part of the parent drain. We combine it with the parent drain. Increase the rate for that subshed. And then we'll be able to help some people that way. I'll get those numbers though, and we can look at those different situations and maybe that'll help. Where to go.
Combination, you have to notify everybody. Both drains, because they're both affected land.
Sure. Okay. Can we do multiple drains in a combination? Multiple drains in one combination hearing?
Because
Right.
you're combining them to the same?
Correct.
Like if
Right, that'd be fine, right? Like all of those,
Why not?
Like
all
six
those Ed Haynes laterals?
Six laterals into one
Yeah.
hearing.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Sure. And nonetheless, if we have to get creative with that because the mailing expense is gonna be so large, we can time it up right. If it stinks if it's a little bit down the road, but if we can time it up like we did the Cedar Creek where we sent out like notices as part of the tax statement that they got from the treasurer's office. So we can kind of team up with them again and send that to only those certain residents and save some costs that way.
If you click on one of those parcels, will it tell you how much they're paying into that?
I don't think Beacon's working, because when I clicked it, it just says no information available.
Which one? Oh, you're on legal drains right now, Troy. Go to property, personal property tax, right there. Click that guy.
Cause that one will be looters.
Oh, man, theirs is different than ours. Go back. There's gotta be like a tax thing off to the side. And you wanna click that.
You can, Steve.
Yeah, normally. Oh, now it resets. So maybe it'll work now, Troy, cause you had like legal drain selected, so I was trying to pull up legal drain info.
Look at every parcel and find out.
But you have to have the legal drain on to,
That's fine. You can turn it on, just, you had clicked it, so I had the eye beside it, so.
gotcha.
South.
Yeah.
Yeah. More. A little bit more. There you go, right there. Report.
Can't even see it, there we go.
That's not it. Oh, come on. Right there, Frank Yard. 120, it looks like. And for some reason, 126 in that other one.
For how many acres?
80 or something like that? Keep going up.
Oh, that's because it was different.
Right. You're just off of it. There you are. Parcel acreage, 80 acres.
$1.50.
Not a lot.
And then if you wanna go to DeKalb County, I mean, you can click on one of my fields, I don't know what I'm paying to it, but I'm on there, or anyone else's, I guess, across the line.
Right.
It would be the same though, right?
Supposed to be. I believe it's all set up as one. It's hard because all different drains can be set up. Some of them are split into chunks and different rate zones. It just depends how it's set up at the beginning when they were made. So it should come out to $1.50 an acre.
It's not like the fees were that high back in the
Right. Right.
like it was $50 an acre or anything.
If anything, yeah, increase in our lateral, like if we bring those in and increase those to $10 an acre even,
Yeah.
the whole account is just gonna be so much higher and projects will be able to be funded a lot easier, even, no matter what side it's on, Noble, DeKalb. Where we at here? We lost?
Yeah, that's kind of 40. Just,
Go
do I need to
right
go
there,
north or
right-
south, I
Right there,
guess?
right there.
Oh, up, east?
You-
Oh, any of them should probably work here, but. Click them, click it, click. There we are.
45.785?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, $1.50. So it's all just $1.50 per acre. I'll get those numbers and we can, I'll bring it back to the next meeting, we can think about it some more and, but I think this,
But
we're a step closer.
Noble's never requested money.
That's a DeKalb controlled drain.
They request us to work.
They never requested us to do it.
I think we did, I think that there was a project on the Frank Yard that, Knott's did to do a brush and clear down at early 2010s, maybe? Somewhere in there, where they went and brushed and cleared a lot of the Frank Yard down through that area. I don't know if it included going over onto that like Noble Loop down there.
They did.
Right? But it was all around the 52 to 56.
They did clear one side all the way through Noble and
Okay.
back.
Yep, yeah, so, and that one, it was like a collaboration thing to brush and clear that so we could get in there to remove log jams or dip it if needed or maintain it in any way. So that was a big project, I know, back when that happened. But other than that, I don't think there's been any big requests or any big issues, really, with it, so.
Has been dipped or anything
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
It's a big,
From what I heard, we can't hardly touch it anymore. Can't touch the water with a bucket.
yes,
Turn it into Cedar Creek, Little Cedar
Yeah.
Creek.
What do you mean you can't touch it?
natural waterway.
You're not allowed to go below the water line with a bucket. What we've been told. The dip. That's why we have.
Because it came like a
we have-
navigable waterway or something is why we
have,
couldn't.
At least two pumps, county pumps pumping into it because the outlets are
Yep.
completely under silt now, since we can't dip.
No, without getting in trouble.
For a permit?
DNR and Army Corps.
We might be able to get I don't know, I don't know. before my time. I haven't looked into it to try to figure it out.
It'd be interesting to know.
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe that's something that needs done. Yep, and that would help alleviate all of those tiles. So.
You're having a 360 on the one.
Hopefully they made it so we can again.
On the
Really
Griffin,
far.
on the EP.
Griffin.
Yeah.
You can look at it.
Yeah.
We could, I mean, cause some of those people gotta come up from Indy for
I guess that's where we'll conclude the not on maintenance stuff. I'll bring some numbers back and then we can look at it some more. The only other thing is, we're working on that Orabuller with Foresight to complete the estimates. They're gonna handle all the right of way from within the tracks and US 6 right there. So, they'll handle like the oversight of that project, getting the permitting, working with, the Jack and Bore company and, putting out the bids for the estimates on that. And we'll handle all the rest of the reconstruction project. So we just had to finish that up, finish up the report, get the scroll updated according to the estimates from Foresight, what they anticipate kind of that overall cost to be, make sure we're all on track with that.
pretty much everything we can build with the railroad at NDOT will be what Foresight will handle separately, since we can, and then we can include Foresight's bill to NDOT and railroad. Because they also have to do like the track monitoring and like the as-built and
Bunch of topo evaluations.
railroad's pretty.
So that's where we're at on that, so. That's all.
That's it? Jim?
Good, thank you.
I think I'm good, but do we wanna try to meet with Noble County on this, or do we wanna see what you're gonna pull up first?
Let's decide next meeting.
At the next
Yeah,
meeting?
let's bring those, let's see how many of those situations we have. I'm interested to see
Well,
how
that's
many
true.
of those
That way
drains
we
that
don't
are
have to keep
joined.
coming back to them.
Yeah,
Alright.
and at least maybe have a meeting with them to discuss them all and try to get them on the same page.
That makes sense, okay. That's my only question.
Katie?
Good.
Everybody's good? I don't have anything, but I did look at I'm gonna look at some other drains yesterday, but that Fritz Bartle and Fred Groskup are both working excellent. Fritz Bartle's, it doesn't even look like it rained down there at the corner, does it?
It's crazy. My whole life, it's always flooded over the road.
I mean, it doesn't, there's no water standing on that corner at all.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Even on the Fred Groskup, I mean, there's a little bit there, but it's not, it's nothing.
There ain't much water moving right now, so that's really good news to hear there's nothing laying there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Both of those were yesterday morning, but I don't know what it looks like today.
Just don't look at them,
Anyway.
McKenna. Don't look at them.
Leave it on a high note.
Very good. If there are no objections, this meeting will stand adjourned. Hearing no objections, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone. 68 and 31.
Is that the one that, Holman's?
No, it's,
31. You know where Shannon lives?
it's Doc Cole's, it dumps out into Doc Cole's woods.